You're already doing it. Right now, tonight, millions of people will set an alarm, close their eyes, and get 6 hours, maybe 6.5. And tomorrow morning, they'll wake up, feel a little rough, drink some coffee, and tell themselves they're fine. But here's the thing. You're not fine. And after 30 days of this, your body has proof. This is not a video about feeling tired. Feeling tired is the least of your problems. This is about what's actually happening inside you, to your brain, your heart, your immune system, your hormones, when you consistently rob yourself of just 1 hour of sleep a night. Because the science is terrifying, and almost nobody is talking about it clearly. 1 in 3 adults sleeps less than 7 hours a night. That statistic usually gets a shrug. But by the end of this, I promise you, it will not get a shrug from you anymore. We're going to walk through this day by day, and I'm going to warn you now, day 28 is the part that genuinely unsettled me when I found the research. Stay with me until we get there. Days 1 through 3. Your brain goes first. Here's something your brain does every single night that most people have never heard of. It has its own cleaning system. It's called the glymphatic system. And while you sleep, this system flushes out toxic waste, including the same proteins that accumulate in the brains of Alzheimer's patients. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is maintenance. Your brain is literally taking out the trash. And when you cut sleep short, that trash stays. It builds up, night after night. By day 1, you won't feel much different. Maybe a little slow. Your reaction time has dropped by about 14%, but you probably won't notice. That's actually the dangerous part. You feel okay. You think you're adapting. You're not. By day 2, something interesting starts happening emotionally. Your brain begins prioritizing negative memories and emotional reactions. It's a survival response. When the body is stressed, it scans for threats. You become about 60% more reactive to negative experiences. Small things bother you more than they should. Your patience shortens. People around you notice before you do. And then day 3 arrives. And this is where it gets hard to ignore. Researchers at Stanford found that people consistently sleeping under 7 hours perform on cognitive tests at a level equivalent to a blood alcohol content of 0.10. That is legally drunk. You are not allowed to drive a car at that level, but you are absolutely allowed to make financial decisions, parent your children, have important conversations, and operate heavy machinery. And millions of people do exactly that, every single day, in this state. Let that sit for a second. Days 4 through 7, your body declares war on itself. By the end of the first week, your immune system has gotten the memo that something is wrong, and it starts shutting down. Scientists at UC San Francisco ran an experiment where they deliberately exposed people to the common cold virus. The people sleeping 6 hours or less were 4.2 times more likely to get sick than those sleeping 7 or more. Not a little more likely. 4 times. Your natural killer cells, the cells your body uses to hunt and destroy viruses, bacteria, and even early-stage cancer cells, drop by 70% after just 1 week of short sleep. 70% in 7 days. And here's where it starts affecting how you feel on a daily basis in ways that seem unrelated to sleep. Your cortisol, your primary stress hormone, begins rising. Not just when something stressful happens, all day, chronically. Elevated baseline cortisol does several things to your body at once. It breaks down muscle tissue. It increases visceral fat storage, specifically around your abdomen. It raises your resting blood pressure. And it sends a signal to every system in your body that says, we are in crisis mode. Store energy. Prepare for threat. Your body is reacting as if you are being chased. You are not being chased. You're just staying up too late watching something on your phone. But your biology does not know the difference. Days 8 through 14. The metabolic collapse. By week 2, something shifts that catches a lot of people off guard. They assume the body has adapted. It hasn't. It has just stopped trying to correct the problem. And now the deeper systems start to fail quietly. Your hunger hormones get completely disrupted. Ghrelin, the hormone that tells you you're hungry, surges. Leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full, crashes. The result is that sleep-deprived people consume, on average, 385 extra calories per day, almost entirely sugar and processed fat. Your body is desperately searching for quick energy because it can't get the energy it needs from proper sleep. And it gets worse. Your cells start losing their sensitivity to insulin. Your body begins processing sugar the way a pre-diabetic person's body does. Researchers at the University of Chicago found this effect after just 1 week of sleeping under 6.5 hours, and it was fully measurable on lab tests. You are not diabetic, but your metabolic function is behaving as though you might be heading there, and this is happening in the background, silently, without any obvious symptoms. This is the part that concerns doctors most, not because any single one of these changes is catastrophic on its own, but because they are all happening at the same time. Your brain is impaired, your immune system is weakened, your hormones are dysregulated, your metabolism is compromised, and you still feel like you're managing. That feeling of managing is, in many ways, the most dangerous part of chronic sleep deprivation, because it keeps you from taking it seriously. Days 15 through 21, your heart starts paying the price. By week 3, your cardiovascular system has been under quiet, consistent stress for 15 days straight. And unlike the brain fog or the mood shifts, chupoi, which you can feel, what's happening to your heart right now is almost entirely invisible. Here's what should concern you. During healthy sleep, your blood pressure naturally drops. It's called nocturnal dipping. Your heart gets a break. Your arteries get a break. The whole system decompresses for a few hours so it can handle the next day. When you sleep poorly, that dip doesn't happen. Your blood pressure stays elevated through the night, and elevated pressure, even mildly, even temporarily, causes microscopic damage to the inner walls of your arteries. Small tears, inflammation, the beginning of plaque formation. None of it painful, none of it obvious, all of it compounding, night after night, for 15 days now. The American Heart Association recently added sleep as the 8th official pillar of cardiovascular health. Right alongside diet, exercise, blood pressure, and cholesterol, they did not do that casually. The research forced their hand. People who consistently sleep under 6 hours are twice as likely to have a heart attack compared to those sleeping 7 to 9 hours. Not at 80 years old, in their 40s and 50s. This decade. And here's the part that most people don't fully absorb. Sleep debt is not like a missed workout. If you skip the gym for a week, you lose a little fitness, you go back, you recover, you move on. Sleep damage doesn't work like that. Each night of poor sleep builds on the last. The inflammation accumulates, the arterial stress compounds. You don't get to just sleep in on Saturday and reset the clock. Days 22 through 28, the point that unsettled me. We're in the final stretch now, and this is the part I told you to wait for. Something measurable happens around the 4-week mark that researchers only identified relatively recently. And when I read about it, I had to go back and check the source twice, because it sounds like something from a science fiction script. Your brain starts consuming itself. There are cells in your brain called astrocytes. Their job, under normal circumstances, is to clear out damaged debris, broken down cellular waste, dead synaptic material, the biological equivalent of rubble. They are your brain's cleanup crew. But after weeks of chronic sleep deprivation, these astrocytes go into a state of overdrive, and they stop being selective. They begin breaking down and consuming healthy, functioning synaptic connections. Connections you still need. Connections that took years to build. This is not a metaphor. This is not your brain feels foggy. This is measurable structural change. And the reason it alarmed researchers is that this exact mechanism, astrocytes consuming healthy neural tissue, is one of the pathways observed in the early progression of Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Sleep deprivation does not cause those diseases, but it opens the same door. It activates the same process, and it does so in otherwise healthy people who just haven't been sleeping enough. And then there is the aging. Your DNA has protective caps on each strand called telomeres. Think of them like the plastic tips on the ends of shoelaces. They keep everything from unraveling. As you age, telomeres naturally shorten. That shortening is one of the most reliable biological markers of cellular aging we have. After 30 days of sleeping under 7 hours, telomeres have measurably shortened beyond what normal aging would produce. Your cells are older than they should be, not metaphorically, on a molecular level. The person next to you who slept 8 hours every night this month is, at a cellular level, biologically younger than you right now. That is what 30 days does. Here is the good news, and it is actually good. I want to be clear about something before we go further. Everything I just described, the immune suppression, the metabolic disruption, the cortisol elevation, even the early neurological changes, almost all of it is reversible. The body is extraordinarily good at recovering when you give it the right conditions. But recovery does not work the way most people think it does. The most common assumption is that you can sleep in on weekends and balance the scale. You cannot. Researchers have a name for this pattern: social jet lag. Sleeping late on Saturday and Sunday while waking early all week creates the same hormonal disruption as chronic sleep deprivation. You feel like you're catching up. Your biology disagrees. What actually works is simpler than most people expect. And it comes down to 4 things. The first is a consistent wake time. Not a consistent bedtime, a consistent wake time. This is the single most powerful lever in your entire sleep system. Your circadian rhythm anchors itself to when you wake up. Pick a time. Hold it every day, including weekends. Within 3 days of doing this consistently, your cortisol curve begins to normalize, your melatonin timing resets, and your sleep quality improves even before you change anything else. The second is temperature. Your body needs to drop roughly 2 to 3 degrees Fahrenheit to initiate sleep. Taking a warm bath or shower about 90 minutes before bed, counterintuitive as it sounds, causes your body temperature to rise and then fall sharply as you cool down. That drop is a powerful sleep trigger. It works faster than most supplements and costs nothing. The third is light. Blue light from screens delays melatonin production by up to 3 hours. Not 30 minutes, 3 hours. Switching to warm-toned lighting or blue light filtering glasses 90 minutes before bed has been shown to improve sleep onset and sleep quality meaningfully within 2 weeks. And the fourth, the one that outperforms almost every sleep aid on the market, is morning sunlight combined with movement. Exposure to natural light within 30 minutes of waking, paired with even light physical activity, resets your circadian clock faster than anything else we know of. It tells your body precisely what time it is, and a body that knows what time it is sleeps well at night. Within 14 days of applying these 4 things consistently, the research shows immune markers begin recovering. Hormone levels start to normalize. The brain's lymphatic cleaning system resumes full function. The cellular aging process slows back down. 14 days. That is all it takes to begin undoing 30 days of damage. So I want to ask you something honest. Not rhetorically. Actually think about it. How many days have you been running on less than 7 hours? Is it 30? Is it 300? For a lot of people, this isn't a month-long experiment. This is just life. This is just how things are. And somewhere along the way, exhaustion stopped feeling like a problem and started feeling like a personality. It doesn't have to be. Your brain can clear the waste. Your immune system can rebuild. Your heart can recover its rhythm. Your hormones can rebalance. The damage is real, but so is the recovery. You just have to decide that your sleep is worth protecting, and then actually protect it. If this gave you something to think about, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Take care of yourself, starting tonight. Thanks for watching True Health Tales. If this helped you, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next truth.